Welcome in, race fans, to Flag Behind the Brand. On the telephone, we've got Stock Car Steel and Aluminum's Mr. Chase Forbes. Chase, you guys, I'm looking at your website, and there's an amazing array of products and supplies you guys offer to the racing community. Tell us a little bit about Stock Car Steel.
Well, Stock Car Steel got founded in 1996 by my boss, Greg Fernelli. He had this idea as a steel salesman in the Charlotte area that the NASCAR teams in the area just weren't really getting what they were needing from the big metal vendors, and he realized that was a big market. Well, the problem that they were having with the big metal vendors was that to a big company like that, they were buying not a lot of material, and NASCAR teams were buying a lot of different things, but not in large quantities. So the metal vendors didn't really want to mess with that. It wasn't a big customer to them. So Greg, while he was actually battling cancer, sort of decided that he wanted to build a business around the racing community. So he already had relationships with guys at Hendrick Motorsports and Penske and places like that from his days as a steel salesman. And they said, if you start this business, then we're totally on board with you. And it just sort of grew from there, and now about 90% of the NASCAR teams in the Charlotte area are purchasing their raw materials from Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
I mean, to build a business to service something like NASCAR now is just an amazing feat. What have you guys learned from working with NASCAR that allows you to service outside of NASCAR better?
Well, one thing that we've noticed in NASCAR is that everything is very particular, very specific. We have to look at all of our material when it comes in the door. A lot of these guys are wanting certifications on their metal, making sure that the material is 100% up to spec, because if it doesn't meet the specifications and we sold it to them and they can't go racing on race day, then all of us are kind of, hitting a raw deal there. So we've had to focus, for instance, on dirt track racing. We've noticed that some painted aluminum sheets, which is a very common item for dirt racers everywhere, that there's some manufacturers of aluminum that the dirt racers don't like very much. So we've taken it upon ourselves to order material from a very specific manufacturer and avoid everybody else. So now we only use material from that manufacturer because the dirt racers weren't liking everything else. So we make sure to stock what everybody wants and make sure that it's the highest of quality.
And obviously, with what's occurred recently in dirt track racing, specifically sprint car, safety is on everybody's mind right now. So that's all based on the decision to only order from that certain company, is the safety aspect of it.
Right, and it does get into safety as well. A lot of our DOM tubing, like I said, needs to have certifications, because that's what's going to go into the roll cage. And if your roll cage isn't put together properly, then you might as well not go racing.
You've been listening to Chase Forbes of Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Chase, for everybody listening, please give them a couple ways they can get a hold of you guys at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum.
Well, if they want to order some material from us, anything they want, carbon steel, aluminum, chromoly, plastics, tungsten, anything like that, they can call the sales department at 1-888-752-7272. And if they would like to speak with me in the marketing and public relations department, they can just ask for me, Chase Forbes. And if they want to order material anywhere in the country or even the world, they can just visit www.stockcarsteel.com and get themselves some metal ordered straight to their front door.
We certainly like to thank you, Chase, for joining us here on Behind the Brand. For those that are listening, if you have any questions or want more information regarding Behind the Brand, you can contact Jason Atkins at 336-648-5757 or simply visit flagtoflag.net. Tune in next time when we take you behind the brand.